It is decision day at the U.S. Supreme Court, and two major immigration rulings came down. One paves the way for the Trump administration to potentially revive immigration policy that was once used to turn back migrants seeking asylum at the U.S. border. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins us now to talk about this. Jessica, always a joy to have you on. Walk us through that first case and what the justices decided.
So this is a case about a policy called metering. And essentially what happens is that the Customs and Border Patrol agents can stand at the border. In this case, we're talking about the US-Mexico border and basically turn people away. Why does that matter? Because we're talking about a federal statute that says non-citizens can apply for asylum once you have, quote, arrived in the United States. So this entire case came down to the question of what do those words mean? What does it mean to arrive in the United States? And a majority of the court today said this is based on the plain reading of the statute. We all understand arrive to be actually come into. And so what the court said is you haven't arrived in the United States under the statute, meaning you cannot do things like seek asylum as a non-citizen if you have not crossed the border. This is all about whether or not people, before they cross the border, would be considered to have arrived in the United States. Obviously, it comes down to three statutory words here, but it has huge implications for people.
Well, another ruling speaks more about the 250,000 Syrian and Haitian immigration cases in the pipeline. What's your take on that one?
So this is a case dealing with temporary protected status, where we have another federal law that says, based on conditions in another country, that people who are in this country, if the federal government fears that they would not be safe to go home, then they can have something called temporary protected status. People from Haiti and people from Syria both have temporary protected status until today, where what we have is the Supreme Court saying that the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security can end that status, and that decision is not judicially reviewable because, again, of how the statute was written. The second part of that decision was based on the majority of the court concluding that it was unlikely that an equal protection clause challenge from certain people in Haiti to the Trump administration ending this particular program, that would be successful. The challengers had argued that the program was essentially ending, and in part, there was a disparate impact on the basis of race. The majority said, we don't think that equal protection clause claim is likely to succeed.